Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Magic Arena Explorer video. So today we are continuing our trawl through the Delve cards from Khans of Tarkir. And today we are running Dimir Control, so a control deck that's running Dig Through Time. So this is a 8-mana instant with Delve, and it says look at the top 7 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So realistically we're often playing this for 2 or 3 mana or something like that, and just having some truly excellent card selection. It's a flashed back memory deluge, but potentially for just 2 mana. So very powerful card. We are only running a couple of copies of it because there is as with all Delve spells, there's a hard limit to the number that you can use because you are having to mill away most of your graveyard each time you use them, but this is certainly one of the more powerful ones. So looking forward to playing that for the first time in this format. And then the rest of the deck is Dimir Control, as you kind of expect to find it. So we have a few win conditions. We'll talk about those first. So we have Torrential Gearhulk, 5/6 with Flash, and when it enters the battlefield you can cast an instant from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Now obviously we can hopefully at some point live the dream of flashing back a Dig Through Time and playing it for free. That's the hope, so we'll see if that works. But even after you've done that, this is a very fast clock for the opponent. And we've got 3 copies of Shark Typhoon, obviously, that creates a Flying Shark, which can close out the game, and also an Airtie Resurrected. So 3/2 with Flash. When it enters the battlefield, choose up to 1. Counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. Its controller draws a card. Or destroy another target creature or planeswalker. Its controller draws a card. So good when it enters the battlefield, but, that 3/2 body that it leaves behind is also potentially a way of closing out the game. And then the rest of the deck is a combination of counters and removal, and then a couple of planeswalkers. So the planeswalkers are, well, just one actually, specifically Narset Parter Veils, so stopping the opponent drawing more than 1 card each turn, and then minusing 2 to let us take a non-creature, non-land card from among the top 4 of our library. And then our counterspell package, we've got 4 copies of Censor, 2 Change the Equation, 1 Negate, 2 Sinister Sabotage, so a good kind of set of counter spells, which will deal with most things that the opponent can throw at us. Then we have removal in the form of Fatal Push, Bitter Triumph, so relatively new card from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. 2 mana instant, discard a card or pay 3 life as an additional cost, destroy target creature or planeswalker. 3 Shieldred's Edict, 1 Drown in the Lock, which kind of exists between being a removal spell and a counter spell. And then mass removal, we have 1 Meathook Massacre and 1 Extinction Event. And then just a few other cards as well. So we have a Selundai Vision, which is a 3-mana instant that says look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can put an instant or sorcery from among them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom, although this is also a tapped blue land as well if it needs to be. And then we also have a Memory Deluge just to kind of make up the card draw and card selection of the deck. So that is all of our non-land cards. So we are running 24 face-up lands, although with Selundai Vision it is somewhere between 24 and 26 lands, because you do want to be hitting your land drops in a control deck. So blue-black dual lands, we're running a couple of Restless Reefs, so this not only is a dual land by itself, but it can turn into a 4/4 blue and black shark creature with Death Touch. When it attacks, target player mills 4 cards, so we can do it to ourselves, kind of milling cards to fuel our Dig Through Time, potentially do other things, so there is that option as well. We've got a Gaia Reach Sanitarium, which fits very neatly with Narset Parter Veils, as we draw and the opponent doesn't. A couple of Fields of Ruin to destroy problematic lands the opponent has. A Blast Zone as well for dealing with a whole load of creatures or permanents with the same mana value. A couple of basic lands. A Hall of Storm Giants as another creature land, and an Otawara as well. So that's the main deck. In the sideboard, we have a couple of Thoughtseizers, so we can bring those in if we need hand disruption. Also, Go Blank as a discard effect as well as a little bit of graveyard hate. We've got Eliminate as an additional removal spell. Chrome Host Sea Shark, so 3 copies of that. 2/4 flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, incubate X, where X is that spell's mana value. So we can use that to start generating incubator tokens and just create a lot of creatures. Something like a Dig Through Time from a Chrome Host Sea Shark is obviously very fun. Creating an 8/8 incubator. Mystical Dispute, another counter spell. A Kalatas, 3/4 lifelink that exiles dead creatures the opponent controls. Ritual of Soot as additional mass removal, particularly against decks which are going wide. Murderous Cut, delve spell to destroy a creature. Another Meathook Massacre. And then one Hullbreaker Horror, which is our finisher in control mirrors. So 7/8 flash, can't be countered. And whenever you cast a spell, you can return a spell you don't control to its owner's hand, or return an on-land permanent to its owner's hand. So if you play this and untap, it's incredibly hard for the opponent to deal with it, because you can't just protect it by casting any other spells. So that is the deck. Dimir Control. It's always been the slightly ill-favoured cousin of Azorius Control in these formats, but the addition of some powerful new cards, Bitter Triumph, Dig Through Time, yeah. Let's see what we can do with this now. So thank you very much for watching. Hit those like and subscribe buttons as ever, and let's go onto the ladder and see how we go on with this. Yeah, this is fine. It's not brilliant. Okay, looks like Phoenix from our opponent. Oh no, it's Greasefang. Interesting. Okay. It's cool. So, can't risk, unfortunately, a turn 3 Greasefang here, so I'm going to have to let them keep their Shredder. Yep, fine. So let's Bitter Triumph that, paying 3. A blue land. Yep, fine. Okay, so let's let them resolve their... Now let's censor Greasefang the second. Now I think we can happily just Fatal Push their Ledger Shredder. So we've dealt with their threats very effectively here. Ooh, and it's a no from me. You dare use my own cards against me. Outrageous. Okay. That's fine. I will eat their Parhelion at some point soon. It's fine, so let's Cling to Dust Parhelion, draw a card. Yep. Now I will Shieldred's Edict. Ironically, lose your Shieldred. It's the kind of irony we all live for. Pass the turn. So we feel pretty dominant in this game. Okay, let's Torrential Gearhulk, Sinister Sabotage, counter Jace. Yep, I'll keep Shark Typhoon. Oh, they got another Dig Through Time. Okay, no, fair enough. Yep, that is something. That's very good. I like what they've done with this Esper Greasefang list. So they don't currently have any vehicles in the bin. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, just interesting. Just Greasefang. Greasefang in the bin. Where he belongs. Okay, good. Yeah, no, we did quite well there, so... Esper Greasefang. So I like Go Blank here, obviously. Mystical Dispute seems pretty decent. Eliminate, yes. Murderous Cut, yes. Just anything, really, that can deal with Greasefang instant speed. We're on the... Sensor is actually quite good if they try and turn 3 Greasefang, so even though we're on the draw, I think I'll leave that in. I might... what am I trimming here? This is a tough one. Bit of Triumph is good. Meathook Massacre's not so great. Sorcery speed. So 5 more cuts. Let's change the equation. Extinction event, again, sorcery speed. Cling to dust, good. Maybe fatal push isn't quite so good here, just because our main target, we can only hit it if we have revolt enabled, which isn't always a guarantee. Yep, this will do. Now, this is a tough one. So, if I shipwreck Marsh, I don't have Mystical Dispute. But if I... Yeah, no, I think I have to, because I need access to Drown and or Bitter Triumph. So yeah, that is the drawback, unfortunately, but that is not doing anything quite yet. Okay, let's counter this one. Ooh, cheeky. Okay, let's play a Hall of Storm Giants. So let's Bitter Triumph this thing in the ice. Now I can drown the other one as required. No, so let's tie that, I think. It does give them a card, but I don't want Shieldred hanging around. Okay, it's land all day at the moment. So let's activate Narset. Let's take Censor here, I think. Probably better than Sharp Typhoon. And can just cycle at end of turn if they don't play anything that requires censoring. Yeah, it's okay.
I must train harder.
Okay. Okay, Murderous Cut's pretty good, so let's pass the turn again. Got 4 cards in graveyard. Ah. Okay, well let's just kill both of these. So let's drown in the lock 1. Murderous cut the other. Keeping all of our instants and sorceries. Now they've got nothing to hit with their Thoughtseize. Yeah, no, I was contemplating whether I activate Hall or hold up Memory Deluge there, but they took the decision away from me, which is fair enough. Oh, very good. I did like that list, though. I think it was not particularly well suited to this matchup. 3 Thing in the Ice. I'm not sure about that, to be honest, in a Greasefang deck, unless it's like your sideboard strategy, if you just kind of pivot into a... Yeah, there's a lot going on there. Yeah. That is better. Slightly. I think I'm just putting back Duplicate Edict here. 3 lands. Yeah, 3 lands, 3 spells. The lands are good, the spells are okay. The opponent is absent. What edict it is. Blue-black. It's fine. Well, we're a long way from casting Gear Hulk, but... Another Thoughtseize. Ugh, it's like being scammed. Okay, so this is Phoenix. So I'll play Salundai Vision. Ooh, I quite like Cling to Dust in this particular matchup. Don't like not drawing another land, though. That's fine. Okay, they're also short of land, so let's Cling to Dust their Fatal Push. Let's Shieldred's Edict now, just while we can. Play Reef, pass the turn. No, I'm going to counter that because I think it's going to stop them drawing lands. Yep. I could have attacked with Reef here, actually. Maybe that was a good idea. I don't know. Let's Cling to Dust again. Targeting their Cling to Dust. Can exile our graveyard here. I don't like doing it, but because our Torrential Gearhulk's already in the bin, it's one of our Graveyard Matters cards is gone, so... So let's activate Reef. Fair enough. Start fueling the graveyard. Treasure Cruise, yep. That would have been fun next turn. Last turn, rather. Yeah, that's fine. Well, let's kill this. Well, this I am going to censor, obviously. God, I didn't notice they put a Phoenix in the bin. That's how little attention I was paying. Okay, so let's blow up their blue-red land. Just Cling to Dust again. Okay, that's moderately unfortunate, so is that. Okay, we'll scoop this one up. So, is it, well, Grixis Phoenix. Chrome Host is just a very good blocker for Phoenix. Mystical Dispute. Thoughtseize, no. Eliminate, no. Go Blank, yes. Kalitas, yes. Murderous Cut, yes. And what are we taking out? Shieldred's Edict's fine. Fatal Push is probably not great here, so let's take that out for the moment. Urtai I don't love. Sinister Sabotage. Basically, most counter spells aren't very good in this matchup just because none of their spells are that interesting on their own. Maybe I do want Fatal Push, actually. They are running Ledger Shredder. Let's just take out more of our counter spells. Change the Equation can go. Getting rid of Censor as well. Yeah, I think Extinction Event is pretty good. Yeah, let's get rid of Censor and just turn ourselves into a slightly different deck. Yep. That makes some kind of sense. Okay, so let's... Shark Typhoon here. Just try and draw another land. Okay, well, that's fun, isn't it? Still no land, you say? Okay. What an uninteresting match this is turning out to be. Okay, well that's the land at least. Thing is, I've got so much interaction that hopefully I can keep them from doing stuff for quite a while, but... Let's negate that. Okay, let's get rid of these two, I think. Ooh, Narset's interesting. Yeah, without Phoenix in the bin, just slamming Narset and stopping their cantrips feels pretty good. Let's take another Edict.
Powerful won't help. I've got all kinds of connections.
Okay, that's 3 Thought Seizes they've had, so...
With thoughtfulness before action.
Being absolutely butchered by lack of land here. Been through 16 cards, only seen 3 lands. Okay, let's lose Bitter Triumph and Memory Deluge here. Okay, guess it must be my turn to cast Go Blank.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
Okay. It's the race of activating the
Now this
man lands at the moment. Okay, we win the race at least, so let's activate our reef. Send it at Kaito Shizuki. Mill ourselves. Okay, it's not bad.
My head wasn't in it.
Okay, well, just carrying on, I suppose. Mill ourselves. Okay, they now can activate their own hall, which is something.
Such violence is upsetting.
Okay, well, let's play Chrome Host. Pass the turn. Okay. That's also fine. Gives me a target for my Murderous Cut, so let's target that. Let's get rid of 3 cards. These 3 will do. Correct 5/5. Let's turn that into a creature. Do some attacking. Okay. Okay, the grind is real in this particular match. So, anything different? Now we're on the draw. Censor, no. Change the equation, no. Sinister Sabotage, still no. Hullbreaker Horror, probably still no. It's a bit just... I don't know, if we end up maybe in a sort of stally control matchup, maybe I don't hate it too much. Swap out a Dig Through Time and put in a Hullbreaker Horror. Apart from that, I think I'm pretty pleased with that. No early plays here. This is a tough one. I think I need to send this away. Yeah, that's better. So let's put Meathook Massacre on the bottom. No, it makes a change for it not to be Thoughtseize, I suppose. So I could negate this. But I'm not going to. Okay, let's Typhoon. Yep, no, that's for naught. It's the land. I just want the land, you know? But once again... Yeah, fine. Okay, let's try again. Dig through 2 more cards in the hope of hitting land. It's not a land. Neither is that fun. This isn't this fun? Okay, let's Fatal Push that. Yeah, not that fussed. Let's get rid of... well, they're about to to get rid of our graveyard. So Dig Through Time can go, Torrential Gearhulk can go. Okay, let's Cling to Dust a Sleight of Hand. Okay. This is... Treasure Cruise, it looks like. Yep. Yeah, like that's not about 500 years too late. Yep. No, that was just utterly ridiculous. I mean, I did put land in this deck. I'll put back one sensor, I think. It's blooming infuriating, I have to say. Ooh, Grixis, okay, that's interesting. Okay, well, let's cycle this. Play Narset.
I have practiced against men. Meditate and prepare. Keep an open mind.
Take a Memory Deluge here. Cycle another sensor. Fail to draw a land. So let's cycle Shark Typhoon. Okay, that is a land at least. Still no plays from the opponent. Okay, well, I'm happy to just carry on for the moment. So I'm not getting rid of it. I mean, I'm not countering it, I don't think. So let's Field of Ruin their Hall of Storm Giants. An island. Fatal Push their Shieldred. Just push it again. It's fine, could still do with a bit more land. Bat God. No, I don't think we want this in play at all. Keep Negate on top. Yep. Okay, now I am just going to Memory Deluge. Take a Wreath and a Bitter Triumph. So let's Shieldred's Edict. A Restless Reef. Pass the turn. Negate that. Okie dokie. So, some sort of Grixis controlling style deck. So, Mystical Dispute I think is good here. Thoughtseize. Popping Go Blank. Hullbreaker Horror. Chrome Host. And let's take out... well, Fatal Push does kill Shieldred, but don't think that's enough. Change the equations, fine. Meathook Massacre, no. Extinction Event, no. 4 more cuts, 4 more cuts. Do I actually want Go Blank? Let's take it out for the moment. Edict is good, Triumph is good. Right, let's trim 2 Fatal Pushes. Censor, no, no, no. Ritual, no. No, I think that's fine. Well, it's a keepable hand, which makes a change. Interesting. Okay, well, let's open with a Shipwreck Marsh, because we're not doing anything turn 1. Ah, no land, you say. Okay, well, let's cycle Shark. Okay, Earth's not the worst. Yep, don't need Chrome Host yet. Okay, fair enough. That was fairly short. So that was Dimir Control. Sadly, I cannot say those were the best games of Magic I ever had. Some pretty rough draws for both us and our opponents along the way. The Esper Greasefang match was interesting. The second one was interesting up until that third game, and then the third one just wasn't. So that is a shame, but that's the way it goes sometimes. That is the problem with the... It's always been the flaw in Magic, isn't it? That you often just... You know, you put 26 lands in your deck and you just don't draw any of them, and that can happen. But, you know, like any control deck, it's always interesting to play, some interesting decision points, very skill-testing decks, control decks. So, yeah, it was fun. Would hope to maybe have a go at a deck where Dig Through Time sees a little bit more action. Just never really had the chance. Either didn't draw it or were just nowhere near casting it. So that's a shame. We didn't really see the power of that card, but maybe in the future. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Apologies you had to sit through some of those. I can't be helped, and I will see you next time.